Alright guys, so we are back at it on the 74 Satellite, and my buddy Andy, and his name's Andy Poole. He's over in, I want to say he's in Alabama, but anyway, he cut 2 A-pillar boxes, dang near the whole box out. Let me turn this up for me and sent them. And our job here, the goal is to take these boxes, these A-pillar boxes. You'll see here's one over here, and I'll show you the other one. And just kind of cut the area out that's all bad, and just basically put the other one in, leaving as, not as too many gaps. And I'm just gonna tack weld it all in. I'll seal it up, then we can start slamming this car back together. The hardest thing is to see where you want to cut the car and not cut too much. So you have to start doing a bunch of weird patches and filling gaps and all that stuff. So I was thinking about it today, and I'm thinking about just taking off the hood, go ahead and drop the dash out of it, so I have no issues with getting up underneath where the heater box is. And basically I just cut, and then I can start tacking it in, seal it up, and then just start slamming everything back together. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So if you remember where we left off around 4th of July, this is where I stopped cutting. I cut this whole area out, and I didn't really know where to stop, so I didn't want to continue too far and overcut things out. I didn't know what Andy was going to send me. So Andy cut out a whole piece for me, as you can see, and everything is really nice in here. I just want to seal the inside, and just make sure all the surface rust is sealed up. And what we want to do, and you guys know this, is take this whole box, and I really just want to grab basically this whole thing if I can, because my heater box here, where the big vent goes down into the heater itself, it's starting to rust out right in the lip. They all do this. I can see it's been sealed before, and it's still not working. Andy's A-pillar that he sent me is really nice, especially around this area and this side. So in order for me to use this whole piece, I might as well just get down and dirty with this car and take off the hood, and then just start dropping the dash out of it. And it's not that hard, it's just kind of time consuming. But in the end, it'll be worth it, because you're not fighting to get around. You can do a real good job of sealing everything and getting everything done the right way. So that is the goal today. Drop this dash out of here, get this hood off, and then basically just cut out a little more of this A-pillar and get this bad boy welded in. So next thing we're going to do is get her up in the air again, and we will start dropping the seats. Anytime I want to get on the dash these days, guys, just because I'm getting up there, it's easier for me to drop the seats out and work under the dash than it is to leave the seats in. And you guys, it'd be easier for you too. So just bite the bullet, drop the seats, then you start just taking everything out of the dash and get the dash out of there. All right, so that's the next thing. Let's do it. Got the dash out, got the heater box out. It's kind of nice because you could get behind that dash and, you know, make the wires all pretty and do everything that you want to do and put everything back the way it's supposed to be the best you can, you know. And now we could just get to everything. You know, I could cut it out really nice, weld everything in, seal everything nice so it'll last, you know, a good amount of time, and somebody can still enjoy this car. So I'm gonna do a little bit more cleanup, and we could probably start hacking this side out and kind of get an idea today of what we're gonna do, and start tack welding that piece in. So here we go. So here's all I'm doing. I just kind of put a piece of tape just so I can see, you know, try to keep this thing half-ass straight. And I'm just cutting a little bit at a time. I see how much meat I have on this other A-pillar that my buddy cut out for me, and I don't want to go farther than that. So I don't mind doing a little bit of an overlap, but this is all I'm doing, taping it off, and I'm just going to slowly remove this piece. And then we're going to get this one all prepped up, and then we'll just slide it on there, do a little cuts here and there that need to be done, and tack weld, done with this side. Go to the next side. So here we go. Alright guys, I like using that little thing, but it's air, 1 and 2, they just burn up them discs. So just to cut the meat out of the way, and then I could get in and fine tune where I want to be, I just need something a little bit more so I can get all this crap out of my way. So let's continue. I'm going to keep on grinding them, and we'll get it out of the way here. So that's what I'm doing. Alright, so I didn't even do rebar. All I did is put the brace back, made sure I got enough clearance for blade, because that's like takes up just a little bit, and put it in there, stuck the 2x4 in there, and that's pretty damn close. So we're gonna roll with that, and now I can continue to cut, and I feel a little bit more comfortable with it. Just trying to get this heater box circle out of the way. I'm running out of disc here. Now I got it pretty good. Now I could do that cut where I want to just cut it down and do the box, put this in there, trim up pieces, yada yada yada, and then I could be kind of where Alright guys, so all I'm trying to do is just clean this piece up so I can just stick it in the side of the car. That's it. Just cleaning off where he torched it out and getting some nice edges and stuff like that. Alright, so we got it all cut. Nice clean lines all the way around. Cut all like where the torches were, cut all that out. and sanded it off just a little bit, you know, just enough to see if I could get it. The hardest part of this is going to be buttoning it up to there, and you're just going to have to keep cutting. It's going to be time consuming, but and just kind of let it fall in where it wants to go and just make sure it's half-ass straight. So that's what we are going to do next. And I'll bring the piece over to the car, and we're gonna just start kind of finessing it in the best we can. I'm hoping to have it tacked in today, and then we can move on to the next. So here we go. All right, guys, so it's coming along here. As you can see, I'm starting to piece it in, and what I'm doing is I am cutting out just a little bit of meat at a time. You're gonna go through a lot of discs, but if you just do a little bit at a time, it'll eventually start working its way in there. And my problem is I got three different sides that I'm trying to join and make them as close as possible. But this weld is going to be, I mean, this kick panel right here has come out really good. It's really together. The windshield, I think, is going to come along really good. My next hurdle is just getting this piece to butt in right in here. So I'm just gonna slowly just take out like literally like a ½ inch at a time, and then hopefully I could get that just to sit in there perfectly. Now the bottom piece, I'm gonna let it overlap, which I don't have a problem with that here. If you can see right in here, I'm gonna let that overlap. That's fine. I might trim it down a little more, let it sit down in there, pop a bunch of holes in it, and I'll spot weld that right into the floor pan. But everything's coming along good. I mean, we're not done yet, so I don't want to say too much, but so far I think if I could keep everything tight and just take my time, that's the biggest problem. You know, I want to get done fast. But if I could just take my time, I could get this to sit in there really nice. Just go through, sand the seam, and then just tack weld this thing, spot weld it all the way around, seal it up, and I think we're going to be golden. So that's where we're at now. And next video I'll do of it when it's actually in place, start sanding. All right, later. Alright, so we finally got it. I got it pretty dang close. Everything seemed to be worked out pretty good. Like I said, all I did is I just kept trimming, and put it back on the whole piece, trim some more, put it back on the whole piece, and that's about it. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I'm going to take the piece off. I'm going to seal the inside. This one even came out really good. You can see that. We'll do the inside of it. I'll paint the piece with that Rust-Oleum, freaking rust, whatever, like POR 15 sort of style. Let that dry. We'll go around. We'll sand the seam. And we'll go and seal it, and then I'll start spot welding it in. Now, one of the things that's going to hang me up that I noticed is the inside here, in order to keep it sealed. And there's no way I could get to the inside now that this is all put together. So what I'm going to do, and I've done this before on a couple Fairlanes I've had around here, is you just kind of zip this out, leave the piece so you could just peel it back like a can, and then, you know, as far as you want to go down, peel it back, let it kind of just flap in the wind, and you could seal all the inside, and then push it back down and just spot weld it back in, so, or tack weld it. But I'm pretty happy. It was a good challenge, don't get me wrong, but if you just take your time, walk away, come back about 1,000 times and not get frustrated, you could do it. So, and I'm poor boys garage, guys. Like I told you, I'm not freaking big money garage. I'm just like you guys, doing it out of my shop and just doing it because I love it. And I always find if I take my time, I could get and pretty much tackle big, you know, bigger jobs like this. So, all right, I'm gonna pull it off and seal it up, and we'll start tacking it in. All right, guys, back at it again. And basically, I'm just sanding and welding. That's all I'm doing. Any little pits I find, I'm trying to fill them in. Going around the pillar here, welding it. Put a little bit of like a 1/8 inch piece of steel. One of my gaps, this part here was perfect, but then when it started wrapping around, I got about an 1/8 inch gap, so I just put a piece of steel in and filled that. And I'm just going around the back, sanding that. Pushing this part of the fender here. Well, it's like the fender, the inner fender. I'm gonna weld that. Kind of do some of the inside. And then my next big, not really a challenge, but time consuming is I'm gonna have to cut this back, peel it back. I'm gonna leave it attached so I can just lift it up. And then I could get on the inside and seal all that for water. And then I'm gonna push it back down and just go ahead and tack weld around that. I'm gonna paint it up real pretty, and we're gonna be done with this side. And then we're gonna go start on the other one. So just time consuming, man. It's not like it's hard. Sometimes the welds suck a little bit because you're blowing through. And then you gotta build up the little pinhole. But then if you turn your welder down, you know, it's just a constant battle. Not bad, but anytime you're working with metal that's already been used, and then you're trying to butt it up to your stuff, you know, that's just kind of things that are gonna happen here and there. Now, if you got all new metal, you know, that's awesome. Then everything just sits really nice and your welds are all pretty and stuff. But so that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna continue with that. Welding and sanding. All right, guys, finally, about 3 days I think it took. I got set back a little bit at the beginning of the month when I put up this first video. My grandfather passed, so I had to shoot to Illinois with my mom and go to that funeral, so it put me back a few days. But anyway, no worries, we're gonna keep on going. And we got passenger side done. It came out as good as Poor Boy's Garage is gonna get it, let me tell you. And it came out great. I don't see any problem. But the true test really is when you hang the doors. You know, make sure your doors, if your doors line up good, you know, with a little bit of adjusting, man, you know you did it right. You close that door and you got a freaking gap hanging out, and you try to adjust on it and you can't get rid of that gap, man, you know you got something twisted in there, or you just didn't have everything levels where it's supposed to be. But matching 3 sides, and with being able to get a part off an old Mopar, all the contours, I was able to match them up. So, you know, you got divots here and cuts there. Well, when you got a part that's an original part, all that stuff comes into play and you can match it up a lot easier. Not to mention, I got 3 sides to work with. I got my kick panels, I got the inner firewall, and, you know, just some stuff along like the windshield. And if I didn't get it right, I'd be highly surprised. So anyway, this is it on the passenger side, which, like I said, it came out pretty dang good in my opinion, as good as I'm gonna get it. This is that panel I cut open so I could get in there and seal everything, and then I just pushed it back down and just kind of tack welded it back down. So anyway, the windshield came out good. this was that old seal that they, you know, that old Bondo that they use. I don't even know if I'm gonna put anything there. Probably just leave it. But I put that rubber coat primer. Well, it's like a rubber coat sealer spray, and it just makes everything look, you know, as professional as you can make it. So anyway, we shall see. But I'm moving on. Last night I got highly motivated and drank a Dr. Pepper and came back out here and started cutting this one out too. So my goal today is to get this one cut back, just, you know, enough to where I could stick this piece in. I'm gonna clean up all the edges just like I did on the first one. Just make this straight, you know, because my buddy torched it, like I said a million times. And then we'll cut out just enough to where I think I need it. We'll get that one straightened out. I'll bring it back and just start pushing it in slowly and just start cutting out a little bit of meat here and there. That's the time consuming part. That'll take me probably all day today. And then I could fine tune it this evening, or, you know, maybe tomorrow. And then we'll start just tack welding that one in. Then I could start just putting this thing back together, which that's what I'm looking forward to, just getting this thing back together and getting all these parts out of my floor and all that kind of stuff. So this one here though, I'm going to try not to take out the whole pillar like I had to do on that one, because it was kind of rusted up into the pillar, so I really had no choice. This one here stops. It's not rusted through though, it's just, you know, got a little bit of surface rust right there. Probably pop a little weld on that, and I'm going to try to attach it in this area vice trying to cut the pillar. That was time consuming because you got to weld, do a real nice weld there. You don't want any problems, and then you got to grind them down, and then I go around it again and spot weld it real nice, you know. So that one's, there's a lot of contours in here, so I'm gonna try to do that on this side here. But all right, so we'll continue. Bear with me. Alright guys, finally got the other side in, the A-pillar, and it was harder than the passenger side, of course, because you got that emergency brake in there, you got a few things coming through the firewall right where I need to cut out. But nevertheless, we got it her sealed back up, it's all painted, and now I am ready to start assembly, thank goodness. Because I am tired of doing this crap, let me tell you. So, bear with me, and we'll start getting her put back together. Here we go. Alright, so on with the dash. And basically, it's a cluster F in this thing. So, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of zip tying wires the best I can. And what's nice about Mopar is everything is plug-in, so all these harnesses plug in, and you could take the whole dash out. So, which makes it a lot easier. But there's some wires that, you know, that Bob, the guy I got the car from, he spliced in. So I'm just kind of figuring those out, and I'm gonna zip tie everything real nice, put everything back in the dash, and we're gonna set this bad boy in. So that's about it on this one. We're getting there, guys. Getting this Satellite back together. I can't wait to check them doors out. Alright, so dash is all put back together. Things are zip tied. I know it doesn't look that good on the video, but believe me, it's a lot better than what it was. And now I just got all my harnesses kind of just hanging so I can plug them into whatever's flapping in the wind under the dash over there. So wish me luck. Hopefully this one goes good. We'll see. Alright, let's see how bad this is gonna be. Well, I know it's heavy. Oh man. That's how I need here. Looks like I got one in there. Alright, day 1000. Man, I've been in this shop literally from sun up to sundown for a week straight. Got the dash in. I bumped the car. I didn't film that, just to, I'll see if everything was okay. I never started it yet. I was going to yesterday and my battery died, so I just charged it overnight. I need to really get this car out, get it all blown out, all the crap out of it, and then I can start putting some more stuff. And basically those doors is the big thing. I want to get them doors set, see how bad they came out, if they came out good or if they're going to be all jacked up. So I'll see if she fires. Get her the frick out of here. Come on, please, don't give me no hard time. Alright guys, we're getting there. Driver's side came out beautifully. I was really impressed with how good everything lined up. I do a little finagling on the fender, but I guess we'll see when the hood goes on, you know, but you can... Sorry guys, my camera went off. Anyway, but like I was saying, you can match the, when you get parts from another car, you can match everything. So the A-pillar really, I mean, it's time consuming, it's work. Don't get me wrong, I've been in the shop for a straight week and some change, sun up to sundown, man, trying to get this knocked out. So, but we're gonna move over to the passenger side. Oh, what I was saying was, when you do A-pillars, if you do it out of another car, like have somebody cut out the piece, the whole box, everything matches. You can get everything to match perfectly because all the different contours got to match up. Unlike if you get like an aftermarket or something, you know. But anyway, everything came out, you know, pretty good for first time ever. I ain't gonna lie, I never done A-pillars before. I've done a lot of welding and patch panels and stuff like everybody else, but A-pillars is some serious surgery, man. So came out as good as I'm gonna get it. We're gonna go ahead and move over to the passenger side and get that door mounted up. Get everything back together here, probably, hopefully today, if I can keep pushing myself. I'll keep drinking water for you guys. And I think the only thing that's out of my hands is the window. I never done a windshield before, like mounted one. I may just have like a windshield guy come out here and just do it, because then I know it's not gonna leak. But that would be the only thing left really that I can't do. And I'm not saying I can't do it, I just haven't done it before, and that's like a special skill. So get that done. We're gonna move over to some ladder bars, man. Kicking around doing the headers on this thing. It's got such a bad exhaust on it. And man, I'm real ecstatic, man. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. I know it's been a while since I did a vid, but it's so worth it and so satisfying when you see a car that actually, the door's open without falling to the ground. You know how long they've been doing that? I mean, it's ridiculous. But you can see the guy, William, Bill, I kept saying Bob. Bill fixed it probably 15 years ago, man, and it just blew out again. So you had to do it right this time and really just weld all that crap in there. But as good as it's gonna get, man. Just keep on moving on. All right, so back at it again on Sunday. Doors are on, or doors on, driver's side, and fenders on. And it looks pretty good, you know, I ain't gonna lie. I'd probably do better on some gaps. You know, I always, like, a pet peeve of mine is door gaps. And, but you know, this car's been worked on, taken apart so many times from different paint. I mean, it has 3 different colors on it. It went red, what did it start off? White, then I see red in it and blue. So you know it's been apart, you know, a few times. So, you know, it's going to be, it is what it is. You know, like I said, it's just a driver, little hot rod anyway. It's not like it's some Mecum auction car. So, door came out good. Fender looks legit. Closes good. I'm scared I'm going to hit this window. And all I got to do is get it over to the bay. Get it up on the lift so I can start putting together the front end. And that is really about it. And we'll take this thing for a cruise. I want to get this windshield in. I know I keep saying that. I'm going to have to somebody come out for that. But we're going to do some stuff, clean up these rims a little bit. They're looking pretty rough. Put some new lug nuts on her. And I still got to get her out and wash her. She's full of dust, and you know, she's still got a lot of mildew on her in places. So let's keep on working, man. Let's keep on pushing. That's all we can do. That's all you can do. Alright, so here you guys go. I'm behind schedule, I know it, to get you guys this video. And I was waiting. I really wanted to get the front window in before I showed you the final result, but I'm waiting on those stupid little clips. And you know, they're supposed to be here yesterday, and then I'm hearing they're going to be here today. Then I got to get this car down to the glass shop and get it put in, so that's going to put me back another day or two. So apologize to you guys, I don't have the front window in. It's ready to go, but I want to at least get you this video, show you all the stuff we did, or show you the A-pillars, show you how beautiful these doors came out. And you guys tell me, leave me a comment. You could do this. It was a challenge, but you guys with those blown out A-pillars, you could do it. Just take your time. You know, you're going to be grinding. Drink lots of water. But it was worth every minute of it to get this car back ready to go, so you could open the doors and have fun with it for another, you know, 10-15 years until the gas runs out and we have to make this thing an electric car. But until then, let's have a little bit of fun. Let's look at these doors. Alright guys, this is what took me so long, you know, alone and unafraid, but check it out. What do you guys think? You remember how it was? You guys remember how them doors just fell down to the ground? And now they're beautiful. So everything came out as best as I could get it with my skills. So happy that we got it slammed back together, and you know, somebody could have some fun with it. So I'll do the walk around. So we got them beautiful doors. I'm gonna leave them open just to show you. Everything came out great. You know, it's just a ratty little, you know, what do I call this? Just kind of like a little ratty car, you know, just have fun with. Nothing crazy with the 318 in it. Ratty driver, that's what I call them. Ratty driver. So just something you don't have to throw a jack ton of money at, and just something you can have a little bit of fun with the little 318. You guys know them 318s run forever. So the other one came out beautiful as well. I put the traction bars on the bottom. I always love those. They make these cars look so nostalgic. But just a Satellite, you know, they set it up as like a Roadrunner clone, but obviously it's a Satty. I told you guys that. Column shift, you know, nothing crazy. They did put the rally gauges in it, pulled out the dash. I think my buddy William did all that. I'm going to leave the badges on. Oh, and I did leave the bumperettes on, guys. So I was going to take them off. I know you guys remember me talking about that. But it was, it's just too much of a headache to get the back ones off. And I didn't want to just pull the front ones and not put the back ones on. So, or pull the front ones and leave the back ones on. So I just left them all. Just keeps it more nostalgic anyway. So you guys will be happy with that, because I know there are some people that didn't want me pulling them off. And they really don't look that bad. Not as bad as when I first looked at it. So, and just your regular 318 with the dual snorkel air cleaner I put on there. Had it rotting away, and I like to use this stuff on these cars. I don't like to see parts and cars rot away. So that came off of a Little Red Express truck, 360 truck. So used it on here, worked out perfect, and it looks good too. So, alright guys, this is it. I'm done. I'm done with you. Maybe we'll do a part 3 on it driving, but I can't do it until I get that windshield in. And listen, if you guys like what I do, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I got something else in my pocket right now that I'm coming up with next. You guys will like it, something different. But other than that, Brad, Poor Boy's Garage. And 74 A pillar Plymouth Satellite A pillar change out. Appreciate you guys. Later.